Hi guys, my name is Vineet and this is the second part of Azure 304 practice questions. As I have already released one video as a part 1 for the Azure 304 practice questions and this is the second part. These are some sample test cases, some sample questions that I have collected from various sources. Again, this is not a dump, so don't rely only on these questions. You need to study provided by the course content provided by the Microsoft itself, right? And okay, so let's continue. Before continue, let me just request you that if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please like. If you will like subscribe, then you will get my next video as in your inbox as a notification that I have released another video. Okay, and that will also be a motivation point for me. So let's start. uh, Question is, a company currently has an Azure ready tenant. They want to use Azure Monitor to monitor all of the user sign-ins and then generate alert based upon the specific user sign-in event. Which of the following would you use as a signal type of triggering the alerts? What is the signal? Right? Here we are talking about the what is the signal on behalf the event will be generated. Activity log, log, metric, API. As per my understanding, the correct answer is logs. Basically, what the Azure Monitor will do, it will study the logs and then will generate the alerts, right? So let's choose this answer. Even for the next question, let me just tell you that if you before telling the correct answer, if you are not sure, if you want to study the, if you want to go through the correct to the whole question, then just pause this video and then choose the correct answer in your mind and then play this video before providing me the correct answer. Okay. Next, let's move to next video. Let's move to next question. A company is planning on deploying two Azure Kubernetes clusters to different Azure regions. Different application will be hosted on these cluster. The application deployment must meet the following requirement. It has to be ensured that an application remain available if a single Kubernetes cluster fails. It must be ensured that the connection traffic over the internet is encrypted by using SSL. It should also not need to be configured SSL on each container instance. Which of the following would you use as an Azure service for this requirement? Please pause this video, read this question correctly, and then choose the correct answer. Okay, let me tell you that what could be the correct answer. Here we are talking about the different reason. The keyword is different reason, right? And here we are also talking about the if one cluster is getting failed, then another should be okay. And we are also talking about the traffic over the SSL. If you will go through this, then Azure, we have the four requirement: front door, traffic manager, load balancer, and AKS ingress controller. For my understanding, this the correct answer is Azure front door because it works on the different region and it will also provide the SSL encryption. Okay, let's choose this. Next question. A company currently used Azure Application Insight. They want to use continuous export features and be able to store the application insight data for 5 years. Which of the following should they use for the storage of data? Talking about Azure Application Insight, and they want to use continuous export feature and be able to the application insight data for 5 years. Database is not the correct answer. Monitoring log, no, this is not used for the storing. And again, backup is not used for the storing. So the correct answer would be the Azure storage, right? Because we have the option in application insight that how to export the data and we can choose the Azure storage, and this will help you to achieve. This will also be the less cost, and we can store data up to indefinite time. Okay, let's move to next question. Your company has an Azure SQL database. You have to monitor the number of times the block query is fired against the database. Queries select this from this table where application ID is this. Which of the following will be used for this requirement? Here we are talking about the Azure SQL database and about the query. Uh, Azure Monitor, no. Log Analytics, no. Query Performance Insight, yes. Because with the help of Query Performance Insight, we can understand the performance of Azure SQL database. Correct answer is. Let's move to next question. Company has deployed web application onto virtual machines in two availability zones. Talking about two availability zones, they want to load balance traffic at layer 7. Layer 7. The keyword is layer 7 again, and this is not going to about the different reason. They also want to protect the web application from SQL injection attack. Which of the following service would you use for this requirement? So guys, the correct answer would be application gateway. Why? Because application gateway work upon the layer 7, and also it also provide the web application firewall with the help of which we can get rid of this SQL connection, SQL injection attack. Okay. Let's move to next question. Question is same. Uh, we have the requirement again. They want to protect the web application from SQL injection attack. Which of the following feature would you use for this requirement? Question is same, but as again updated. But we will use the web application firewall. As again updated, earlier updated that web application firewall that is will be provided by the application gateway. We can get rid of this issue. Okay. Next question. A company is planning on deploying an application into Azure. Application will be based upon .NET Core programming language. The application would be hosted using Azure Web Apps. Below is the part of various requirements for this application. Given the ability for the testing team to view the different component of application, testing team want to know the different component of the application, okay, and they want to know that what see the call being made between the different application component. Second requirement to help business analyze and how many user actually return to the application. Third is ensuring IT administrator get alert based upon the critical condition being met in the application. So then the question is, given the ability for the testing team to view the different component of an application, see the result, right? So here we are talking about the mapping of application, and that will be provided by Application Insight. In the Application Insight, it provide a graphical view with the help of which we can get, oh yeah, this alert was, we have a log from this application, and how the requests are going from one component to another component, right? Help business analyze how many user actually return to the application. As per my understanding, this would be the Application Insight as well, because with the help of Application Insight, we can get the logs and we can get that, oh, we can track that how many times this particular user has been returned. Ensuring IT administrator get alerts. We are talking about the alerts, right? And with the help of Application Insight, we can't get alerts. With the advisor, no. Policies, no. We can get alerts via the monitor itself. Let's choose this answer. Let's move to next question. A company is planning on moving their on-premises resources to Azure. They have three applications that belong to different department, right? So company wants to move on-premise to Azure. They have three different applications for each different department. Each application is a different requirement for business continuity as given below. So we have three department: HR department, logistic department, procurement department. They have the different requirement, and as per the requirement, the question is talking about that which one we will use for the HR department, right? Which of the following will you use for the HR department? HR department says that application data need to be retained for 3 years. We need to retain data for 3 years. From a disaster recovery perspective, the application need to run from a different Azure region. The recovery time objective should be 15 minutes. So we should be able to recover the data within 15 minutes. Although application data need to be written for 3 years. Okay. And from a disaster recovery perspective, we also need to the disaster recovery. The application need to run from a different Azure region. Let's choose the answer. With the site recovery only, with the help of site recovery only, we can get the disaster recovery with the site recovery, right? Backup, oh, Azure site recovery and Azure backup. That could be the answer. Again, I am not sure. Please Google it. But as per my understanding, the correct answer should be C, right? Because here we are talking about the recovery, disaster recovery. So only Azure site recovery will not be the correct answer. And also we need to recover the data. Recover the data with the help of, we can recover the data with the help of backup. So this should be the correct answer. Now let's talk about the logistic department. Logistic department has the requirement that the service and management team want to ensure that the application must be able to recover point in time data at granularity level. Here we're talking about the granularity level. Like recovery time objective would be 6 hours. Okay, recovery time would be 6 hours, so no issue about that. It's a quite good time. And if you're talking about the keyword is granularity, so the correct answer should be backup only, because with the help of backup we can get data at a granular level. Okay, let's move to next question. Okay, here we are talking about the procurement department. Procurement department has an application must be able to fail over to a secondary on-premises data center. We have the just requirement to recover, right? No requirement, no nothing about out recovery time. So as my understanding, the correct answer should be Azure Site Recovery only. Okay. Please Google this question, or if you have the correct answer, you know this is not the correct answer, please comment. Let's move to next question. A company has a setup, an Azure subscription and an Azure tenant. Okay, we have a subscription and we have tenant. Okay, they purchase premium 2 license. There are different departments that have different requirements for managing identities. So here you can see that we have the three department: procurement, human resource, and logistics. Again, they are the requirement. Procurement has the get notification whenever rules are activated. Provide just-in-time access to Azure resource. Human resource has the ability to conduct access reviews, and logistic that ensure application hosted on the virtual machine can safely access the Key Vault service. We are talking about the procurement. Procurement requirement get notification whenever rules are activated and just-in-time access, right? So if let's choose the answer, managed service identity, no. Identity protection, no. Privilege identity management can be one of the answer, because here we are talking about the just-in-time access, and that can be provided by the privilege identity management. Azure AD Connect will not be the correct answer, because Azure AD Connect help in the connectivity of Azure AD to the on-premises AD, right? So let's move to next question. A company has set up an Azure subscription and an Azure tenant. They have purchased premium 2 licenses. There are different departments that have different requirements for managing identities. Okay. So the question is same. Now we are just talking about the requirement for the human resource department, and they are requirement to ability to conduct access reviews, right? Uh, we need to do the access reviews, and we don't have the option of access reviews. But yes, in the correct answer should be privilege identity management again, because with the help of privilege identity management, we can do the access reviews. Next question. This is about the logistic. Logistics ensure application hosted on virtual machine can safely access the Key Vault service. Here we are talking about the accessing of the Key Vault, right? And Key Vault service can be this can be done by the managed service identity, because what happens with the help in the virtual machine, we can enable the service identity, and that automatically register some application in the Azure AD, and with the help of which we can get the Key Vault. Okay, so managed service identity. Next question. A company has developed an API management instance. They need a solution to protect the API from a DDoS attack, denial distribution attack, and distribute denial of services. Which of the following could be recommended for this requirement, right? Okay, DDoS attack. We know that what a DDoS attack, basically number of requests comes very rapidly, and we need to give the answer. So the API management provides a rate limiting, on behalf of which we can provide that this particular number of requests should be given only this particular amount, and I will serve only this particular request. So yes, rate limiting would be the correct answer. Okay, next question. A company has created two virtual network, okay, one in central US, another in East US region. There is a requirement to ensure that virtual machine on the virtual network are able to communicate with each other using the private address. Please understand this. We are just talking about that one network should be able to communicate with another network via the private IP address. We need to ensure that low latency, okay, and also need to ensure the solution is cost effective. Okay, you decide to implement virtual network pairing. Of course, because if you want to have, what is the virtual network peering? Virtual network peering is the connection between the two Azure virtual network itself, right? Yes. Next question. Express route? No. Express route, basically we are talking about the connectivity in express route. We talk about when we want to connect the on-premises network to the Azure virtual network, right? So the answer is no. We decide to implement custom route tables. No. We are not talking about the virtual appliance on the on-premises. Okay. Next question. A company has just set up an Azure subscription. They have offices located in Mumbai and Hyderabad. They are planning their network connectivity strategy. They have the following network defined in the Azure. So from the screen, you can see that we have the two network 1, network 2, and we have the address. This is the address and region North Europe, West Europe. Okay. The network have the following subnets. We have also defined the subnets. Now, what is the question? The company has the following requirement when it comes to connectivity. Okay, this is the requirement. Virtual machine hosted in subnet A must be able to access to the client in Mumbai office. Okay, virtual machine hosted in subnet A. This is talking about subnet A, about the network 1. Okay, must be able to access the client located in the Mumbai office. We want to connect to the Mumbai office client. Okay, and second requirement, IT administrator working on the dedicated workstation must have access to the virtual machine in subnet A over the internet on a specific TCP/IP management port. Third is this Azure virtual machine hosted in network 1 must be able to communicate on all ports on Azure virtual machine hosted in network 2. So the question here is this is asking about that virtual machine hosted in subnet A must be able to accessible to the client located in Mumbai office. Which of the following you will choose the correct answer? Uh, we have the Mumbai office, right? And we want to connect to the subnet A. What will be the correct answer? Virtual network peering. Virtual network peering is used to have the connectivity between the two network, Azure network. So this is not the correct answer as per my understanding. Side to side VPN can be because, for example, Mumbai office they have the on-premise network. They want to connect with the uh, network. So this should be the correct answer. Okay. Let's move to next question. I will again request. I'm slightly confused about this question, or I don't have the much clarity. I will request you to please go through this question for the Google and study about this question. But as per my understanding, this should be the correct answer. Okay. Next question. Here we are talking about IT administrator working on dedicated workstation must have access to virtual machine in subnet A over the internet on specific TCP management port. We are talking about that. IT administrator working on dedicated workstation, okay, dedicated workstation must have access to the virtual machine. They want to have the virtual machine on subnet A over the internet on a specific TCP/IP management port, right? Which of the following would you use for this purpose? Again, network peering is used for the connectivity between the two virtual machines. This is not about the requirement. Side to side, no. Network security group, yes, this can be the answer because here we are talking about the specific port and basically somewhere about the firewalls. So network security group is somewhere the other firewall that is applied on the subnet, and we can do the connectivity. Okay, let's move to next question. Okay, what is the next question? Next question is about the requirement of Azure Virtual Machine hosted in Network 1 must be able to communicate on all port to the virtual machine hosted in Network 2. Which of the following would you use for the purpose? Virtual machine hosted in Network 1 must be able to communicate on all the ports to virtual machine hosted in the Network 2. We are talking about the all ports. We need to communicate. Network 1 must be able to communicate on all the ports to virtual machine hosted in the network 2. So somewhere just understand the requirement that here we are talking about network 1 should be able to communicate with network 2, and that comes from the virtual network peering. If you want to communicate, if you want to have the peering, we want that two virtual networks should be able to communicate with each other. Then the question come about the answer comes about the virtual network peering. So as per my understanding, this should be the correct answer. Okay, so Again, we have covered almost 32 questions here. Not 32, around, yes, 20 questions we have covered. So in my next video, I will cover the uh, next further questions. Otherwise, I will continue that this video may become so long. So let's move. So let's continue and let's meet in our next video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that you will be notified for my next video. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.